All right, hey folks, just watched the movie The Break-In, and I'm going to go ahead and give it 5 stars. But that's out of 200. Yep, there's the dad joke. There it is. Let's roll an intro. Here we go. All right, truly wasn't a good movie, and it's not just because there was a little bit cheeseball acting. The problem was a failure to understand criminal psychology. The whole movie, it's kind of like the big elephant in the room. They've got this intricate plot and stuff playing out, and there's this one big gaping hole in the storyline of, okay, step one, this is what the bad guys would do. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment. Let me go ahead and set a little bit of what's going on just so you have some context in case you decide to never go see the movie, and you'd probably still be able to limp through life if you didn't go see the movie. So here we go. I chose the movie because it's about home invasion, and because we're warrior poets, we desire to protect people we love, and that extends to defense in the homes, security stuff. That's a good thing, and so we're interested in that. Now, the movie starts off just in the worst case scenario you can imagine. A wife, mom, has her 2 kids kidnapped by bad guys. They're in this mansion that they're kind of visiting, and she's locked outside. She's trying to get to her kids, and so they've got all the power. And really, the whole movie is this cat and mouse game where she's doing the world champion hide and seek kind of thing, a reverse Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone, sabotaging stuff, and she's running around being real clever and outwitting the bad guys. And that's kind of the whole movie. So a real telling point in the movie is she's speaking over the intercom with the bad guys who have her kids in the house, and they say, listen, you're just a woman, and you've got to do everything we tell you to. And she ends up spitting that back on their faces and saying, she said this over and over throughout the movie, and he's like, you have no idea what I'm capable of. And they're kind of like, we didn't know what you were capable of. So as she's doing the She-Ra power woman kind of thing, outwitting these 4 bad guys who are fresh out of prison, and one's got a gun and one's got a knife, and the other 2 knuckleheads didn't bring anything to the party. Terrible bad guys. These guys were just the village idiots of the crime circuit. These guys sucked. So anyway, let's get to the gaping hole in the movie. And that's here. Step 1, mom won't do what you want and you want her. All you have to do is start making the kids cry out in pain. And you say, hey, I'm going to saw off little Johnny's arm in 10, 9, 8. Oh, and lo and behold, mom does exactly what you want. For some of you guys who are like, don't give bad guys ideas that are listening. No, this is like Bad Guy 101. Everyone would be thinking this. After the movie, I ended up interviewing a couple. The woman went first, and I don't have that footage. It was just kind of anecdotal. I was talking. I didn't have a camera on me. And so I'm asking her feelings and what she would have done. And she's like, well, first off, you don't mess with a woman's kids. And I appreciate that. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but what would you do? And she's like, something. I'm like, well, great. Of like 4 bad dudes, they have weapons, you do not. What if you had a firearm? Do you carry concealed or do you carry guns? She's like, oh, I'm not into guns. I'm like, but to protect your kids. And she's like, well, I don't know how I feel about the guns thing. I'm like, but to protect the kid, what do you think? If they absolutely meant violence, but the gun thing had become politicized to her. So that really wasn't even an option in her head. Even when I brought up guns, she's like, oh, you went straight there, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, force equalization. That's a good thing. So for you guys who don't know me, I'm a firearms tactics instructor, and I only moonlight as a Z-list celebrity on YouTube. That was a joke. Don't troll me. I'm just making a little joke there. So anyway, all you have to do, you want mom? Torture kids, mom gives up, roll credits. Bad guys get exactly what they want, end movie, as they have all the power. But anyway, that wasn't present at all. And so my hope in seeing this movie initially was, hey, hopefully this will be a force for good. Home invasion stuff means something, yay, firearms, arm yourselves up. The best way to stop bad guys with a gun is with a gun. So that wasn't there. And I was hoping at least, hey, all right, maybe just a heightened sense of readiness and security. Get some alarm systems. Buy a pack of Doberman Pinschers and Rottweilers and German Shepherds that, herd through your house all the time. And some cameras, early warning systems. But really kind of the thrust of the movie is listen, if you're determined and you're smart and you're desperate, you can outwit the bad guys. You can come up with it. So this lady that I interviewed, she really wasn't motivated to end up enhancing her security for home invasion. She wasn't going out to buy a gun. She just got caught up in a story. And anyway, when I talked to the guy, the very first thing he brought up, I'm like, I said, how do you feel about the realism? And he's like, well, they had the kids. And I'm like, right? The kids. All you have to put pressure on the kids and control mom. And then the movie is done. She's got nothing. And so anyway, just big errors there. And so anyway, guys, don't take your home defense cues from movies and stuff like that. You got to think through it. And Sun Tzu in his Art of War said, hey, if you know your enemy and you know yourself, you shouldn't fear defeat even in 100 battles. So the big problem is great. We can think about what we would do and whatever. But if we don't understand how our enemy thinks, man, you're just going to get blindsided. And I want folks to be prepared. I want people to be able to not be victims. And so movies like this, it's antithetical to that sense of preparedness. I don't think this is a horrible movie. It's just not a helpful movie. This movie's not a force for good. And you would be able to live out your life without seeing it. So anyway, guys, train hard, train smart, and I'll try to find you a good movie to review soon. So all right, see you guys.